The movie opens as a television hostess named Monica is interviewing a woman whom she identifies as the sole survivor of the Miles County Massacre, an event during which the interviewee was brutally mutilated and placed in a coma. Monica asks about the attack, identifying the attacker as Art the Clown, and the interviewee says that she saw Art die. As she speaks, a person, revealed to be Art himself, destroys the television set through which he is witnessing the televised interview. Art dresses himself in clown makeup and assembles a bag of crude weapons with which to begin a night of massacre. Following the interview, Monica is talking to her significant other on the phone. Monica speaks derogatorily about the woman she just interviewed and beams at the possibility of being skyrocketed to fame as a result of the interview. She gets a call from someone named Tom, but the caller is inaudible on the other end. Monica sees clothes rustling on a rack and checks for the source of the disturbance, whereupon she is attacked by the mutilated interviewee, who gouges out her eyes and laughs, leaving Monica to die in her own blood. Two young women, Tara and Dawn, are walking down a sidewalk to their car after an evening of partying. Both having drunk excessively, Tara and Dawn opt to get food to help them achieve sobriety before attempting to drive home. As they are discussing their plans, they spot Art the Clown with his bag of weapons. Dawn pretends to flirt with him, against Tara's admonitions. While the two look away, Art vanishes. When Tara and Dawn make it to a pizza restaurant, Tara shuffles through photos, but her phone dies. Dawn receives a text from a guy who wants her to meet him at his apartment, but she assures Tara she won't indulge him. Seconds later, Art enters the pizzeria and begins making faces at Tara. Tara is spooked by him, but Dawn accosts him and asks to take selfies with him, which he allows. The owner of the pizzeria asks if Art would like any food, but the clown remains silent, even as Dawn informs him that their selfie has amassed 8 likes on social media. Art takes a coin off a table and buys a toy ring for Tara from a vending machine. He places it on her finger and leaves before the pizzeria owner brings the two young ladies their pizza. He proceeds to expel Art from the building for smearing his feces and urine on the bathrooms. Tara and Dawn find the tire to their car has been slashed, and they call Tara's sister, who agrees to pick them up. Tara suggests that the clown may have slashed their tires. An employee at the pizzeria finally finishes cleaning the urine and feces from the bathroom and discovers his manager's severed head. The eyes and nose have been removed and replaced with candle stubs. Art has crafted the manager's head into a jack-o'-lantern. The employee runs for his life but discovers that he is locked inside. He reaches for a phone, but Art chops his hand in half using a meat cleaver before stabbing him in the cheek. He proceeds to stab the man in the face numerous times and leaves his mutilated corpse on the floor. Tara and Dawn continue to argue about whether the clown was dangerous, and Tara says she has to urinate. A friendly exterminator named Mike who's working in a nearby building lets Tara inside to use the urinal and reveals that the building is infested with rats. Disgusted but resolute, Tara urinates. Meanwhile, Dawn toys with her costume in the car and hears over the radio that the two men working at the pizzeria were murdered and that police are searching for a man who fits the description of the clown she and Tara met earlier. As she realizes this, Art enters her car, and she screams. Mike begins the decontamination process for the building. Tara, attempting to leave the building, wanders into the basement and encounters a woman who is holding her baby. The woman introduces Tara to her daughter Emily and mistakes Tara for the new tenant of the building, a tenant for whom she and her daughter, who is revealed to be a plastic doll and not actually a living infant, have apparently been waiting. Tara realizes that the woman is unhinged and makes an excuse to depart the woman's company. Tara climbs a set of steps and spots Art, then flees as he pursues her. She hides among the cars in the building's parking lot, but Art finds her and stabs her in the leg as she tries to escape. She strikes him in the face and attempts to flee, but he catches her and begins to strangle her and try to gouge her eyes. She grabs a scalpel, presumably dropped by Art during the attack, and stabs him with it before finally escaping. She grabs a sharp slab of metal to defend herself as Art begins looking for her. She distracts him by throwing a tiny metal turning that makes a sound far away from her. Meanwhile, Tara's sister Vicky hears the news about the clown on the radio as she is driving to pick up Tara and Dawn. Tara re-enters the building from the parking lot, where Art is still looking for her, and looks for another exit to the building. Limping, she climbs a set of dingy stairs and finds a phone, though it is disconnected. She spots Mike and tries to get his attention, but Art grabs her before she can get his attention and sedates her with a drug-filled syringe. Tara awakens in a basement, where she has been tied to a chair and restrained from speaking or moving her legs with duct tape. Art retrieves a hacksaw from his bag of weapons and threatens Tara with it before pulling back a curtain to reveal Dawn, suspended upside down from the ceiling. Art saws Dawn in half as Tara screams in protest. As Art finishes killing Dawn, Tara manages to break her restraints and stab Art in the back, allowing her to escape. She hides and grabs a wooden post as a weapon to use, and Art begins to stalk the grounds for her. She sneaks up on him and beats him with the post until he reveals a gun and shoots her in the leg. Tara tries to crawl away, and he shoots her twice more, then leaves to find more bullets. The woman from earlier whispers to her daughter Emily that she will keep her safe as she hears Tara's screaming in the distance. Meanwhile, Vicky arrives and texts Dawn, asking for their location. Art impersonates Dawn via text and tells Vicky to come around the back, then proceeds to take a selfie with Dawn's mutilated corpse. Art returns to Tara and shoots her in the head several more times, in view of the crazy woman. Vicky complies with the text she received and goes around the back of the building in search of Dawn and Tara. Meanwhile, the crazy woman finds Mike the exterminator to try to warn him, but he doesn't believe her and leaves. Realizing that she left Emily downstairs, the woman runs off in search of her. Mike tries calling his friend, but Art finds him and knocks him unconscious with a hammer. While Vicky searches for Dawn and Tara, the woman searches for Emily and finds Art rocking the doll. She tries to reason with him for her child and embraces him in a motherly hug. He does not harm her. Mike's friend Will arrives but is unable to reach Mike. Victoria calls Dawn and is similarly unsuccessful but hears Dawn's phone ring and follows the noise, where she finds Dawn's mutilated corpse and flees from the room. Dawn hears a scream and enters a basement area to search for Tara, but she instead finds the crazy woman, who has been scalped and had her chest flayed. Art, wearing the woman's scalp and chest skin, springs to life and pursues Vicky as she tries desperately to escape. Vicky hides in a metal wardrobe, and Art spots her but leaves when he hears Will the exterminator a few rooms over. Art attacks, stabs in the head, and decapitates Will after he finds the Emily doll. Vicky spots Art as he rides a tricycle around what appears to be the building's only potential exit and tries to secretively make her escape, but Art restrains her by wrapping plastic across her face to suffocate her. She spots a nail and stabs him in the foot with it, then runs. Mike reawakens and hears Vicky scream as she finds Tara's corpse with a sign that reads, "Circus." Art finds Vicky and strikes her with a crude whip. Mike surprises Art and knocks him unconscious, then takes Vicky to safety and calls the police on a nearby phone to alert them of the situation before trying to escape with Vicky. Art beats the man with a gasoline tank and crushes his head, then begins to strangle Vicky, who manages to stab him in the eye and finally escape the building and hide in a nearby shed after nearly being recaptured. The police arrive as Art drives a truck through the shed and collides with Vicky. The police catch Art as he begins eating Vicky's face. When he faces the police, Art shoots himself in the head. The officers discover that Vicky is still alive. All of the corpses are brought into a coroner's office, including Art's. As the doctor unzips the bag, the lights begin to flicker madly, and Art awakens and chokes the coroner to death. A year later, it is revealed that Vicky is the interviewee from the televised interview during the film's opening. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.